What's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And hey, so listen, we just gonna talk today. We just gonna talk. Um, you know, I'm always vindicated. I will be vindicated. I'm always vindicated. I see a lot. When I tell you a lot, I'm not saying just. I'm not exaggerating. I see a large number of viewers um, who are starting to see Porsha for the person that she has been this entire time. I have been telling y'all about that lady for years and years and years. I don't know if I can say it's the edit because I've been clocked her. So again, it just goes to show that when we watch these shows, we all can walk away with a different perspective. And I'm gonna tell you what I really think it is. I think that there's no one to blame for Portia's bad behavior. See, before we always, not we, not we, but people always blamed it on Kenya, right? It kind of reminds me of when she got her spinoff show, Porsha. When she got her spinoff show, Portia's Family Matters. I forgot the title. Um, and everybody walked away loving Dennis but hating Porsha. Remember when Monique Samuels was went from Potomac to Love and Marriage DC, and everybody swore up and down they loved Monique, but then when she got on Love and Marriage DC, everybody hated Monique. I think it's one of those things where you just dislike the person that they're in combat with. Like you dislike Candace, so you think you go up for Monique, but you just don't like Candace. It kind of like it's kind of like what happened this year with Beverly Hills, right? I started watching Beverly Hills season 10. I know for a fact people did not start going up for Dorit from season 10 up until now until this season. And I feel like it was because she was going up against Kyle. Because I was like, where did all these Dorit fans come from? I can count on one hand how many people were real, true, authentic Dorit fans. And I follow them on Twitter. Okay? I think now you don't have Kenya in the picture. So who can you blame for Portia's bad behavior, right? You can't blame the girls on Love and Marriage DC for Monique. So you only look at Monique. You can't blame Kenya because Kenya wasn't on Portia's spinoff. So it has to be Porsha, the person who was throwing plates across the room. Girl, I saw Patrick McDonald, the producer. He did an interview with Bethany Frankel. Girl, we need to talk about that. We'll probably go live this week once my voice gets back to 100%. Um, because baby, he was spilling tea. He said he talked a little bit about Shannon. I think Shannon might be a real bitch in real life. So when I heard about that stuff that happened with her and the girl and the guy on that show, I think they have a show that came out with her, Ashley, Giselle. I can believe it. Shannon might be a hole in real life. Anyway, he didn't really drag Shannon, but I was like, based off what he said, I was like, okay, I could see her being a mess in real life. I could see her being a white woman in real life. Um, But anyways, so now here we go with Porsha. Kenya's no longer in the picture on the show because she got fired, right? So who can you blame for Porsha behaving the way that she behaves? It's Porsha. But it's always been Porsha. That's the guy. It's always been Porsha. The real villain of Real Housewives of Atlanta is actually Porsha. But people said it was Kenya. No, 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 no. It's always been Porsha from the get-go. Once she got a divorce from Cardell, Porsha started to live in her truth. Anyways, let's just talk. Baby, y'all better watch our husbands. She was a friend of mine. Girl, y'all better watch our husbands, baby. Y'all heard what she said about Charles at the end of the episode? Well, she didn't say it. We didn't hear her say it, but it was told to us that she said it. We'll get into it. I've been telling y'all about that lady. 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 Anyway, so Bang Bang Edie, she's up first. I call her Bang Bang Cleo Edie. Okay, Benadryl. Okay, Brandy, Bertha. Anyways, so I will give Bang Bang this much. Bang Bang is a pretty girl with she has nice skin, girl, and she's a pretty girl. When she was on the camera talking to her husband, I was like, she has some very nice skin. Anyways, so she's a pretty girl. Um, can we talk about Shamia? Girl, some of y'all about to get mad because I know Shamia is y'all favorite housewife. I ain't got no issues with Shamia. But I think a lot of people just go up for Shamia because y'all found out Shamia got a little access to the money. Because it's not like we didn't know who Shamia was. Girl, Shamia been on our TV screens for 4 or 5 seasons. Girl, now all of a sudden y'all found out Shamia got a little access to the money. Now Shamia is the best thing that ever happened to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Why y'all acting like y'all ain't know who Shamia was? Girl, Shamia cool. But girl, y'all give her Shamia a lot in the comment section. Girl, I be like, okay, girl, whatever. Um, it's not like Shamia is an Angela, like someone new who we didn't know, and she's like hitting it out of the ballpark in a way, especially in the group scenes. We're gonna get to Angela in a little bit. So Shiloh has a doctor's appointment. Shamia can't be there because, of course, she's on the girls' trip. She's at work, basically, because she at work. Okay, so she couldn't be there because she's on the girls' trip. Um, she's sad about the situation because I think Gerald called her on FaceTime, and I think Shiloh was, kind of crying a little bit. Nothing too, she was crying. And so I guess it kind of made Shamia sad. She's a mother. She wants to be there, blah, blah, blah. Shamia says that that Gerald, like basically Gerald wants a son and she wants to give Gerald his son. This is just for me, and I'm not changing my mind. And I've been saying this, and I'm gonna say it again. It's not necessarily about the money. Now, don't get it twisted. The money is definitely needed to have a family. Girl, to take care of you ain't even gotta have no family. Money is needed in every scenario. Okay, but the money helps, especially when the money is long and strong, right? When you have a family, um, Shamia is going to run herself ragged into the ground trying to give this man his son, the heir to the kingdom. It's Prince Hakeem. It's Prince of Zamunda. um, the reason why I say that is because Shamia has said out of her own mouth that she does not know the future of Shiloh. Shamia has already told us that she has her sisters helping her out sometimes. She has two sisters. I think Shamia has a nanny and a nurse, or it may be the same person. But Shamia has a village, and Shamia has two kids, and Shamia has a husband. Okay, and Shamia be tired as hell. So I'm trying to understand why would well I know why because her husband wants it. But I just don't think that it's a good idea to bring another child into a situation where you're already stressed out and pulled to the capacity. And you already have pretty much all hands on deck. So if you already have all hands on deck and all you got is two kids, girl, and you got your husband, you say your husband is the best dad ever. That's what you claim. And then you got your two sisters, and one of your sisters got lupus. And then you have a nanny and a babysitter. And you don't know what's in the future for Shiloh. I just don't think that it's responsible to bring another child into the situation. I just don't. And I don't give a damn how much money Shamia and Gerald has. Because clearly it's not enough. Because you're still stressed out. And I do think it's a tad bit different. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think it's a tad bit different when you have a child who has health complications. I think it would be completely different if you had two healthy, vibrant, you know, could once at some point they could just you could push them on out the and they could do for their own. But we don't know, and I don't know, of course, because I don't keep up with Shamia or her family life outside of the show. We don't know what's in store for Shiloh. So what if Shiloh has health complications for the next few years or forever? I don't know. And now you have to deal with that and a new baby? That's a lot. Yes, I do think health complications amongst the baby changes. You could go into a situation and say, I want 5 kids, 6 kids, but if you have one child with health problems, I think that changes the entire scenario. Yes, I did want 5 kids until we were dealt this card. You see what I'm saying? But I think Shamil gonna fuck around and have another baby and be stressed out even more. um, Angela and Cynthia were outside talking. This was the next day. Listen, I don't know if Cynthia had just went to the doctor, but y'all go back and watch that clip with Cynthia and Angela. Cynthia had on her hat. It was a morning, so they probably her makeup wasn't done or nothing. So, but Cynthia had on some big shades and a hat. So the only thing you can really see were her lips, and of course this part right here. But most of her face was covered up. And I said, but them lips looking real fresh and plump. Girl, that was looking real fresh and plump. I said, girl, Cynthia, did you want to get a little pokey in your lips? Anyways, let me just say something about the whole baby daddy stuff. She tells Angela that basically, they were talking about Drew. Drew was supposed to be coming that day. Well, she did come, but she was on her way. This is for everybody out there who watching me, who got kids with somebody. Y'all don't own y'all baby daddies and baby mamas. Y'all don't. Let me be very clear. This is gonna take a little minute for me to explain. Just give me a few minutes and we'll be done. Y'all know I'm a little long-winded sometimes. I completely understand. If it was me and one of my friends, and I was gonna do business with one of my friends, baby daddy, right? Because most of my girls are friends. Most of my friends are girls. 10 times out of 10, I will let them know. Hey, Keisha, just FYI, me and Charles doing business together. Of course, she wouldn't think that nothing sexual would happen because you know what I'm trying to say. But I would let her know, and I'm just making up some names. Hey Keisha, I'm gonna be working with Charles. We, he got in contact with me about doing some business, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? So I get it to a certain degree. I do. I also feel too, it just depends on the dynamic of the friendship. Based off of what I feel like I heard Porsha say in this episode, I want y'all to go back and watch that scene between Cynthia and Porsha if you have not watched the episode. Or if you watch, I know some people don't watch the episode, but if you watch the episode, go back and watch that scene between Porsha and Cynthia when Porsha came and knocked on Cynthia's bedroom door. Porsha said they cut it out, but I'm assuming, and I feel like I'm 100% right. Porsha basically said that she was only friends with Drew because of the show. They cut her words off. Go back and listen. So at this point, and Porsha's already told us that her friendship with Drew is not that deep. Porsha has said her friendship is not that deep. I feel like she said in this episode that she's only cool with Drew because of the show. At that point, Drew really don't owe Porsha a goddamn thing. Cause we're not even friends like that. I don't owe you nothing. If y'all hear something, that's my stomach growling. I'm a little hungry. I don't owe you nothing. We're not even sisters like that. Now let me give you an example. And I'm not saying this just because it's Kenya. But Kenya, for example, we saw her sorry ass, trifling ass husband on our TV screen. And we know how trifling he was, right? So I could see if it was Candy, Cynthia, someone who Kenya said she was friends with, and then they were going to work with Mark, aka bring him on the show, then I could see how that could be a problem. Because you saw the shit that me and this nigga went through, and I really don't fool with him like that anyways. We just got a kid together, right? Why are you bringing him back on the show? So again, I understand it. It's one of those situations where I would have to look at it case by case. Girl, in this scenario with Porsha and Drew, I don't care because Porsha not even cool with Drew like that. And then I'm just gonna add another layer to it. There's no way you can move like Porsha. There's no way you can move like Porsha moves. Is this microphone on? All right. There's no way you can move like Porsha moves and expect me to have some type of sympathy for your situation. Did you give Fallon a heads up? To me, the situation between Drew and Dennis and Porsha and Fallon are identical. Baby, that's peach to peach. It's not no apples to oranges. It's not no bananas to watermelon. Girl, that's a peach to peach. You met Fallon through the show. Hello? What's a tad bit different? We're gonna get to the difference in a little bit. You met Fallon through the show. You say y'all wasn't friends, y'all were just co-workers. You turned around and fucked that lady's husband and married him. You met Drew through the show. Drew just really just trying to get her album out, which they literally did business together. We have the evidence that they worked together. You see what I'm saying? So no one, I can't have any type of feelings for Porsha and the way that she feels because of how once she moves. Girl, you move real dirty. So it's hard to have any type of empathy or sympathy for your situation because of how you've moved and how you continue to move. We gonna get into it. We gonna get into it. We almost back, man. When this voice get back, bitch, I'm gonna be. Bitch, this voice is almost back, baby. I had to take. I was gonna come down here and run my mouth yesterday, but I said, "Girl, you need to take just a day off. Don't talk." I felt like Celine Dion. You know, like you know the singles when the singles that say, "Girl, whenever you having voice, you supposed to just like take don't talk to me," because that's how I felt yesterday. Girl, don't talk to me, girl. I got to get this voice together because we got stuff we got to talk about. And I messed it up on Saturday because my mama had a little party, and I was running my mouth at the party, and I felt like Saturdays would really mess me up. I think I would have been okay by yesterday, low key, but Saturday really messed me up because I was running my mouth the whole day. Anyways, but we don't care about Porsha and Drew and Dennis. We don't. But we're gonna get back to that in a little bit. But y'all don't have no ownerships over y'all baby daddies and baby mamas. Y'all don't. Y'all be want to have kids with people and be like, girl, that's girl that you got to tell me. I ain't got to tell you, girl, girl. Y'all don't have no ownership over y'all baby daddies and baby mamas. I'm sorry to tell y'all. Sorry, girl, y'all don't. And don't nobody got to give you a rundown on who I'm doing business with. I'm working with somebody. I don't. I don't. Especially if we not friends like that. And Drew and Porsha are not friends like that. Yes, I get it's a tad bit different because of the show. So that's another layer too. But girl, y'all not friends like that, so I don't owe you nothing. I did kind of laugh that Porsha pretty much ate a slab of ribs in the bathroom. Did y'all see that's a big ass bitch? That's my type of girl, though. I ain't gonna lie, girl. Porsha had a girl. Shamia went in Portia's bath. When did the bathroom? Porsha had a slab of ribs because she ate that for breakfast. Okay, it was a slab of ribs. Girl, I think it was like one or two. But the simple fact that she ate a rib in the morning, I said, I know that's right, Porsha. That's my type of girl. Drew ate a pulled pork sandwich. Now, mind you, Drew was on the plane at 8 o'clock in the morning. I said, girl, the flight is an hour and a half. I said, girl, you ain't, girl, y'all be eating heavy. Girl, y'all be eating heavy in the morning, girl. Pulled pork sandwiches and ribs, macaroni and cheese, girl, potato salad, a little barbecue, baked bean, coleslaw, slice of bread, barbecue sauce, and a glass of sweet tea with extra ice. God damn. I'm not picking, but I'm not picking. I'm not picking. I'm not picking. I just was concerned that I am a dress how you want to dress type of girl. We grown, do what you want to do. But I was kind of like, girl, where is you going, girl? Kelly. Kelly had some paces on her nipples, girl. It was 12 o'clock in the evening, and Kelly was walking around Nashville, Tennessee, with her whole titties out with some paces on the top of her nipples. I said, girl, where is you going? I was just confused. And then Britt had on a thong with her whole ass hanging out. I said, girl, where are y'all going at 1 o'clock in the evening in Nashville, Tennessee? Walking around Nashville with your whole ass hanging out. Titties and ass just everywhere. I said, okay, girl, we grown, but I'm just actual. Shamia. I'm not gonna lie, I was a tad bit confused about how this ended up. So basically, they're on the way. They were going. One group was going to Coyote Ugly, which is a bar in a movie, which is one of my favorite movies. And then I'm not gonna say one of my favorite movies, but I like the movie. I just exaggerated a little bit. I like the movie. Um, but one group went to Coyote Ugly. It was Porsha, Shamia, and Kelly. And then the other half of the group, which was Cynthia, Britt, Angela, and Drew, went like whiskey tasting. Um, so on the way to wherever they were going, the places that were going, um, Shamia just started crying. At least this is how they showed it. And I was like, what's she crying for? And then remember, I think it was Kenya. Wasn't it Kenya? I think it was. Remember when Kenya did that PSA for DV? It was really, really good. Cynthia's mother was a participant. They basically it was women telling their stories of being in like DV situations. Well, I think one of the ladies who I guess said Shamia was lying or didn't believe her got in contact with her that day, I guess. I was so confused because I was like, okay, girl, that PSA came out years ago. Maybe she just watched the episode. Like she just takes you out of the blue. I don't know. Then she said it was also on top of that she was going through the motions. Shiloh had a doctor's appointment, so I guess it was just stuff on top of stuff. But I just thought it was weird how it just came up and how they kind of like put it in the show because again they were all on the bus and then they showed Shamia crying and then she was telling a story about how she was married one time before for a year, and the man basically used to put his hands on her. And one day he hit her in front of a hotel so hard when she flew out of her heel. Oh, girl. Who is Shamia married to? We need to start telling names. Hello? Girl, the names ain't even gonna matter. You know why? I'm about to say something that's gonna sound real fucked up. The name's not even gonna matter because even if we said the nigga name, it's gonna be a dumbass bitch who's gonna be right there talking about, girl, he not gonna do it to me. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said it that way. But it's gonna be some woman. Even if we knew who the man was who used to knock Shamia upside her head and knock her head between the washer and the dryer, I guarantee you, even if we knew who the man was, it would be a woman, girl, talking about I can give you what you want. Hello? Girl, let me shut up. Girl, let me shut up. So, anyways, they're at Coyote Ugly. They're taking shots. I ain't gonna lie, y'all saw how girl, no, I ain't not gonna girl. Girl, listen. Girl. Baby, y'all saw how Porsha picked up that glass, that shot glass with her mouth. I said, come on, throat goat. She did say she did say Dennis thing is fellatio. I said, I can tell, baby. I said, Portia might be talented about her mouth, baby. I ain't mad at her, baby. You better get out how you live. Y'all better be careful because Portia already said she's going to fuck y'all husbands. Let me hurry up so I can get to that part because I've been telling y'all about that Portia. Portia said she was going to fuck Angela's husband. Girl, I said it. We gonna keep, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to it. Hold up. Um, Anyway, so I love how they cleaned up the bar. I thought it was really, really nice and cute how like after they finished taking shots, like you saw Kelly wiping off the bar, you saw Portia picking up the glass. I thought it was really cute because they could have just left it a mess. Um, so Bang Bang. Bang Bang says that Angela is always trying to play victim. But then she starts to play victim. I said, Bang Bang, that's not how this works. Bang Bang, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. She basically says that, long story short, girl, she's basically, they were talking about Drew showing up, and Britt said that Angela was always trying to play victim. I really don't, and correct me if I'm wrong, girl. Correct me if I don't know, girl. Has Angela tried to play? I mean, girl, we all can try to play victim. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? But I don't recall a time where Angela has really tried to play victim this season. And maybe she has, and I just don't remember. She says that when they got to the brunch, this is what Bang Bang was saying. She's basically upset. It sounds like this is what it sounds like to me. It sounds like Britt is upset because the girls basically took Kenya's side, and it sounds like what Britt said was how they said it or how she took it was basically y'all even. Cynthia says basically until y'all are in a situation where somebody holds up, and I'm paraphrasing what she said, but this is what she basically said. Until y'all are in a situation where somebody holds up a poster board of you sucking a dick in front of a room full of people, then y'all just need to be quiet. And what you should have said also, Miss Cynthia Bailey, Miss Cheekbones, Miss Fitted Scent, was, and also you, Miss Pistols and Whips, you ain't no victim either. She should have added that. Yeah, y'all both are even. You threatened to hit you threatened her with pistols and whips. I heard about it. And she showed you sucking dick. Y'all even. Y'all even. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Guada's has kept your ass shouldn't be here either. I see why King don't fuck with Cynthia. I was don't get it twisted. I'm 100% on Cynthia's side when she said that Kenya should have did that at her place, right? And that moment should have been about her. But I also, and I have said this, and I'm not taking it back. I'm not taking it back. Cynthia has to work, so I'm not mad at Cynthia. I'm not gonna just quit my job, girl, because you fucked around and got fired. You know what I'm saying? And I get that. We all grown, bitch. We all got bills to pay. But I also want to know how you moving with this whole. not, you know, I'm saying I'm not whole. You know what I'm trying to say. I also want to know how you moving with the op because the way that Cynthia moving is giving very questionable. Okay, girl, you got to shoot scenes with her, cool. But are you also holding her accountable too? Are you still kicking it with her when the cameras go down? I bet you that's Kenya's biggest problem with Cynthia. I can almost guarantee it. I don't think it's necessarily Kenya. It could be that too. I don't think it's necessarily Kenya just wants yes men in her corner. I think that she wants to see, girl, if you my friend, you can still hold me accountable. Yes. Hold me accountable, but girl, don't act like I just excuse me, my reaction wasn't due to an action. You see what I'm saying? And I really want to know what Cynthia has to think about what Britt did because it looks like the other girls have already picked a side. And I'm not saying you have to pick a side, but girl, in some scenarios, like in this case, girl, you do have to pick a side. Or no, you don't necessarily have to pick a side. No, you could just say both of y'all are wrong. But then, girl, no, you have to pick a side. I'm picking my sister's side. Sorry, I don't even know you in real life. And that's the thing. Can I say something, y'all? In scenarios like this, it's not that hard. I could see if it was Cynthia, Candy, and Kenya and Candy fell out, and they've all been cool for the same amount of time, and then Cynthia's stuck in the middle. I can see how that would be hard to pick a side because now I'm actually cool with both of these bitches. And I've been knowing them for the same amount of time. But girl, somebody who is new to the friend group, girl, I don't even know you. Girl, ain't no side to pick. Girl, I don't know you. So of course I'm gonna automatically ride with my sister. It would be different if it was two of my sisters. Girl, it's only one of my sister and a bitch I just met the other day. Girl, like that's an easy pick. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Anyways, it don't even matter, girl. Cleo felt like their energy was girl, I'm done talking about her. She also said something about her business has been torn up. Her business has been torn apart, and her reputation. Girl, can I say something? I'm gonna go ahead and say it, girl. Britt, you lying, girl. There's no way. I want y'all to think about the timeline. This happened. The show hasn't even aired. I could see if Britt came to the reunion and said, "Girl, my business has been torn apart since this shit aired," because at that point it would have been months. You know what I'm saying? But for this to happen on the show, it's only been a couple of weeks. This girl done came in talking about she lost her license. Then she tried to backtrack and say, "Oh, under investigation." Now it's my business. My what did she say? Business has been torn apart. My reputation has been ruined. Girl, over what? Because the fact of the matter is, at this time of filming, nobody knew what had happened except for the people that were there. Does that make sense what I'm saying? We heard reports. We heard the blogs posting certain things, but nobody knew for a fact what had happened. Like it wasn't any like concrete evidence. Like nobody literally came out with a picture and said, boom, this is the picture that Kenya showed. So for Britt to act as if all of this has happened, girl, within a couple of days of her losing her license to up to a couple of weeks, now her bit like, girl, no, it didn't. Like, there's no way. So you mean to tell me your business partners heard about something you were filming a show? You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. The timeline is not timelining. Again, it would have made better sense if Britt would have had this energy probably at the reunion and said, girl, when the show aired, it fucked my business up. That would have been a little bit more believable. Because at this point, it's aired and it's out there. Anyways, girl, I don't even care. Girl, did y'all see that sign behind. They had a sign at the house that said it's time, shot o'clock, and all I could think about was baddies, shot o'clock. Girl, I said, oh girl. Porsha. Porsha is a vampire energy. All the girls come down, they have the girls coming down one at a time. Everybody's dressed up. Everybody's dressed up. Porsha came downstairs with a sundress on and some sandals. All black. I think she changed clothes. Because when she was on the phone with her daughter and Dennis, she had on a white outfit and a cowboy hat. She was showing Pilar her cowboy hat. But I was like, is that the outfit she had on the other day? I was so confused. Maybe she was putting on the same outfit again. I don't know, child. I mean, she only had it on for a couple of hours. I don't know, child. All I remember was when Porsha was on the phone, she had on a white outfit. When she came downstairs, I think she took the clothes off and put on a black sundress and some sandals. some Christian Dior flip flops. Some flip flops. And everybody was laughing and talking, having a good time. And as soon as she walked in the room, like the entire energy just shifted. I said, oh, girl. I do not want to be one of those people. I would never want to be that person amongst a friend group where when I walked in the room, it went from laughing and giggling to just, oh, hey, girl, how you doing? You okay? Like, I would not want to be the energy shifter. I just wouldn't. Girl, like, you should have stayed in your room, girl. Anyways, she basically says that she got a phone call before she went downstairs from someone who let her know that Dennis had been filming with Drew. Because I told y'all, I tried to tell y'all, I told y'all that Porsha ain't gonna change shit. And a week later, Dennis was still filming with Drew down to the studio making some beats. Shout out to Nene Leakes. Now she pissed off because she just found out, basically. She says that basically Dennis chose an opportunity over family. Girl, when I tell you, I'm so sick of girl. And she said that basically Dennis gonna get it. Can I say something? I think Dennis might be the type of man. I think like most men who should just be single and just get pussy when they want pussy, right? I don't think Dennis will probably make a good partner. He sounds like someone who probably falls in love with a woman quickly based off of girl the tattoos of bitches he got names on his body, right? Though he got a couple of hoes from Decatur, girl Stone Mountain, girl Bankhead, Buckhead, girl down to Savannah, Augusta, girl a few down here in Texas, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Dallas, Houston, San Antonio. Girl, probably a few from New York, Brooklyn, Harlem. You know what I'm saying, girl, bitch, okay? Girl, Soho, Tribeca, girl, Los Angeles, West Hollywood. Girl, he got a few bitches on his body. But I will say this much. And I don't know shit about Dennis except what I've seen Dennis on the show. I have never really seen, outside of Dennis being a horrible partner, when we saw him with Porsha. And when I say a horrible partner, I'm talking about the simple fact that, bitch, you couldn't keep your dick in your pants and you was out here fucking these hoes and then coming back and fucking Porsha. Just call it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, outside of that, I have not really seen, listen to what I'm saying, I have not really seen Dennis just do anything. I don't know how to word this. I'm having a problem trying to word this. Because Dennis is striving for how he treated Porsha in their relationship, but I haven't seen Dennis do anything outside of that. I'm just gonna say it because I don't know how to say it. I haven't seen Dennis do anything outside of that just so to the point where, girl, he's just this horrible person when it comes to Porsha, if that makes sense. Like, I've never seen Dennis just sit around and just kiki and cackle with other girls about Porsha. You know what I'm saying? Like, to the point, like, we've seen Dennis literally stand his ass in a photo and take pictures with girl, your new nigga girl a month after he got you know what I'm saying? We saw the pictures. Like, I think that Porsha has Dennis wrapped around her finger. You know what I'm saying? And I think that what Porsha wants with Dennis, she usually gets. And I think that Dennis now is kind of just like, girl, I'm just trying to work. You know what I'm saying? And I also think because Porsha doesn't have that much control over the situation, it's driving her insane. Because as a deep shout out to Erica De Niro TV, girl, it's this fantastical ride that Porsha wants everybody on. And if Porsha can't control the moving pieces of this fantasy that Porsha has, then she starts to lose it. So now I can't control this piece of Dennis. I've always been able to control him. And now I can't, I'm losing control because now he's shooting scenes with Drew. Girl, who gives a fuck? They're not talking about you. What Porsha should have said was, "God don't give a fuck what if you film with Drew or not, right? Because the money is coming. The money is coming to my daughter, our daughter. Just don't talk about me with that hoe." That's all. That's literally all Porsha had to say. To me, Porsha's making this a bigger deal than what it needs to be. I think Porsha is going down the wrong road. Porsha really could have ruled this season. Porsha could have ruled if Porsha just would have came back into the season being honest about her life. Because I haven't heard anybody, correct me if I'm wrong, I have not heard anyone say that Porsha cannot talk about her divorce. I think Porsha is choosing not to talk about her divorce because, let's just call a thing a thing. Porsha left this show a single woman. She's coming back getting a divorce. Yes, she needs to talk about it because the fact of the matter is everybody does not keep up with the blogs. I do because it's my job. Everybody does not watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. We do, but there are people out there who have not watched Real Housewives of Atlanta in years. So if they left years ago and then they come back and was like, girl, when did Porsha get a divorce? Oh, girl, she getting a divorce from that man. Some people really don't keep up with what's going on in these people's lives like that. So yes, it is important for them to push Porsha to tell her story on a reality TV show. But instead of Porsha just coming back, just saying, bitch, you know what, girl, I fucked around and married this goddamn trifling ass, scamming ass nigga. Thought I hit the jackpot. Thought I was about to retire at 40. Come to find out the nigga ain't shit. Now I got egg on my face. But Porsha wants to pick these fights with people that just don't make sense instead of just standing in her truth. Girl, let me just go ahead and get into it. So at the end of the episode, they're downstairs. Angela is in bed. The cameras are down. It's Drew. No, Drew. I think Drew. Did Drew leave already? Drew. No, Drew. No, Drew didn't leave. Drew went upstairs. We're gonna get back to it, but I want to get to Angela real fast and Porsha. Porsha basically said when she was out, the cameras were down, that Angela better watch it because she'll fuck Charles. Y'all called Kenya Hormore for years because she flirted with Apollo. Nene flirted with Peter, and no one called her out of her name. But we know why, and I'm just gonna talk real plain right now because it was because of how Nene looked. It was because of how Nene looked. Nene is not just this unattractive woman, but baby, she ain't winning a beauty pageant. You see what I'm saying? And because Kenya was a beauty queen, of course, she's going to get the most hate. Because flirting with somebody's husband is flirting with somebody's husband. You see what I'm saying? So it was the same thing, but it was a different response. Because again, Kenya looks how she looks and Nene looks how she looks. But here comes Porsha, right? Who the fuck strippers, and she was single. Did she fuck Block at one point? Or she went on a date with Block, Candy's husband? I mean, Candy's baby daddy? Okay, whatever. Right? Then she also, um, girl, walked into Fallon's house and walked out with her husband in her Hennessy. And then people were like, well, they're not friends, they're not friends, they're not friends. They ain't got to be friends. Girl, I let you in my home. Girl, we broke bread together. Girl, I let you drink my liquor, bitch. That's the most important thing, bitch. I let you drink my liquor. And liquor is not cheap. Not the kind that I buy. You know what I'm saying? If you let me in your home and I turned around and fucked your husband, would it be, oh well girl, they not even friends? Right. Now y'all mouth on the ground. And now Porsha is saying when the cameras are down, and Kelly confirmed that girl, she better watch out for I fuck Charles. Everybody is grown. The person in the relationship is the person to blame. Okay? Charles is a 7 foot man. How tall is Charles? 6'8", 6'9", 7 foot, 7'7". I don't know, girl. So can't nobody just fuck him unless he want to be fucked. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't take away from the fact that there are women and men out there who will, even if the woman or the man turns them down, they will throw themselves onto anybody. You see what I'm saying? I would still look at Charles crazy if him and Portia did have sex. Because it still falls on Charles because Charles is a married person. But based off of the fact that Portia has a pattern of behavior, girl, I don't know how y'all can continue to overlook how this girl moves. Yes, girl, you should want to know if the person you're hanging around will fuck somebody's husband. Because just like Angela said, girl, based off of history, girl, what did she say? Um, you better listen when Portia says she'll fuck your husband. History has shown that she will F your husband. This entire time, Portia has always been the villain, the real villain, who will throw plates across a room, right? The most people can say in this whole season with Kenya is she pulled Kim Phil's chair out, girl. If you're so concrete and thinking that pulling someone's chair is one of the most horrible offenses you can commit, then girl, how do you feel about somebody throwing porcelain across? Bitch, let me show you something. Bitch, I got a plate right here. Bitch, Portia had a plate and threw that motherfucker across the room. And y'all got the nerve to sit here and tell me that, girl, y'all want to scream from the mountaintop that Kenya pulled back Kim Phil's chair, and she did. But she ain't throw no plates across her room. She ain't fucking nobody's husband and threatened to F somebody's husband. She flirted with somebody. You see what I'm saying? She ain't accused nobody of RAPE. Because she ain't sat there and let nobody dog out of her best friend while she was engaged to be married. She did not post her new song, Shamia's new song. Now so many people are waking up to like Porsha in the way that she moves. But the fact of the matter is Porsha's always moved like this. Always. People just refuse to see it. And I came in this season like, oh, I'm gonna hit the restart button with Porsha. I'm gonna hit the restart button. Remember I said that? I said, girl, I'm hitting the restart button because Porsha is the anchor of the show. Girl, Porsha cannot anchor a show. Girl, they're sitting at the dinner table. You could tell they were getting so frustrated. Girl, I have been watching reality TV for 2 or 3 decades now. Hello? I think the first reality show I watched was The Real World. Okay? As a little boy. So I've been watching reality TV for a long time now. You can tell they're put in these unconventional situations where they have to shoot these scenes and confront each other and have conversations, right? So if you're not someone who likes to talk and confront, girl, it might not be reality, especially this type of reality TV may not be best for you. But you can tell when the girls are trying to work. I will give it to Britt, Angela, Kelly, Drew, when they went down to have dinner, Shamia, they were all trying to shoot a scene. And Porsha's sitting there like, I'm all right. Girl, you're supposed to be the anchor of the show. You're supposed to be the anchor of the show. When Kenya left, Porsha was supposed to show that I'm in charge of the girls and I can run the girls. Girl, I told y'all, Porsha. I said from the get-go, before the season even started, I said Porsha cannot anchor a show. She couldn't anchor her own show. And people thought I was hating because, oh, girl, you just saying it because you like Kenya. No, I'm telling you that based off of what I saw on Porsha Family Matters, girl. If you can't anchor your own show, there's no way you can come over here and get control of 6 or 7, 8 bitches. You just can't. And here we go again, girl. I'm right. Girl, I'm right again. Another one, thank you. Hey.
Another one, thank you. Another one, thank you. Another one, thank you.
Anyways, they're trying to shoot the scene, and Portia's not wanting to participate. What did I do? I think Britt started it out with talking about the conversation they had earlier that day with her and Angela. Angela basically says that girl, I don't agree with you saying I played victim. Angela does a good job at acknowledging your feelings. That doesn't mean that I'm saying that I agree with you. That's how I looked at what Angela was saying. Now, I heard what you said. You said that I tried to play victim, and I acknowledged how you felt at the peace brunch. I acknowledged how you felt, and girl, it is what it is. But I'm not saying I agree. I'm just acknowledging how you feel. So she says, Porsha, how am I gaslighting? Porsha said, I don't remember. And then she puts a piece of lettuce in her mouth. I said, oh, girl. Angela wants to know why am I the only one the only one being held accountable. And then she says, basically, she brings Porsha into it. You heard Britt say, don't try to deflect. No, I'm with Angela. No. If we're going to talk about accountability, we're going to talk about accountability, girl. The world wants to know, girl, why you fucked that lady's husband. Now, she ain't say it that way, but that's pretty much what she said. And that's the truth. As I stated earlier, everybody does not keep up with the blogs. Everybody does not watch every season of these reality shows. So for Porsha to come back and be like, "Oh, girl, you shooting scenes crying with your mama," girl, everybody would not know necessarily what Porsha was talking about. Believe it or not, everybody does not watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, and everybody does not watch. Baby, you know how many people just watch reviews and don't watch the show? Girl. My sister don't even watch the show. She just watched my reviews. You know how many people actually get in the comment section and say, I don't even watch the show. I just watch people reviews. I didn't watch season 10. Was it the season that Kenya wasn't on? I didn't watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. I knew what was going on because I still watched the reviews. I think it was Rox and James. And other people, of course, but those are the two main ones I kept up with. So I knew what was going on based off of the reviews and based off of some of the clips, but I did not watch that season Kenya wasn't on. Anyways, Kelly says she got her answer about the whole Porsha sleeping with that lady's husband. Did you? Drew says, I want to know, are you okay with me being here? Now, I'm not going to lie. I was going to defend Porsha based off of the clip because I'm like, girl, why are you bringing up something that really doesn't matter? Because at this point, Porsha was cordial with Drew. I hadn't seen her be mean to Drew on the trip. She gave Drew a hug, right? She was nice, right? Especially for a trip that she didn't invite her to. I mean, girl, they gotta go on a trip. It's a cash trip. But she was nice. But I was like, oh, once I saw the whole thing, I was like, somebody must have told Drew that Porsha pissed off because she found out you were filming with Drew. Found out you were filming with Dennis. So I feel like that's why I feel like Drew brought it up, honestly. And then, after she asked her, are you okay with me being here? She said, I'm straight. And then Drew felt some type of way. So, Drew is dramatic. Can I just say something, Drew, girl? Drew, I got something for you too. It's just not about Porsha. Drew, I just want you to just tell the truth and live in your truth. Girl, Drew is trying to play victim and villain at the same time, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's not that big of a deal that you're filming with Dennis, but we're just standing your shit. Because just last week, girl, you and your sister was at Dennis's bar or restaurant or lounge. Girl, she holding up a bottle. Y'all the only two in the section. Girl, y'all, I guess this is y'all way of turning up because she had just signed her record deal or some shit like that. Instead of Drew just saying, "Girl, listen, I film with Dennis. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know what your fucking problem is, girl. I do not want that nigga, girl, and you don't want him either. You a whole married woman, unless you want him, right?" But Drew is trying to act as if she doesn't know what the problem is. You know what the problem, even though the problem is stupid. Do you hear me? You know what the problem is, right? You're acting as if you don't. Now I'm not gonna sit here and be humiliated. It's not about you being humiliated. It's just about you saying, "Girl, listen, I done already told you, I'm done with it." And if I was Drew, I wouldn't even bring it up no more. I wouldn't bring it up to Porsha. Are you okay with me? Are you okay with me being here? It don't matter because I'm here. Girl. Does that make sense what I'm saying? I think she should just stand in it. Just stand in it, girl. I film with Dennis. I told you I was filming with Dennis. I tried to get in contact with you. You didn't want to respond. I tried to invite you out to dinner. You didn't want to go. Girl, it is what it is. Girl, the filming done already started. If we're gonna break the wall, girl, break it all the way down. Girl, it is what it is, girl. And I'm gonna film with him next week. And it is what girl, I don't know what you want me to say. Girl. You mad? You trying to keep up this beef with me because you don't want to talk about your real business. And I ain't did it. Bitch, your scamming ass husband is one who got you out here looking silly. Matter of fact, you got yourself looking silly. Anyways. Girl, that's it, girl. I don't know did we talk, girl? Did we even talk about the show? Girl, I don't know what girl I had, girl. Porsha said she will fuck Charles, baby. Girl, did we talk about everything? I hope so, girl. This is actually a cute episode, believe it or not. I wasn't mad at it. Girl, it's everybody. Porsha, this is not the Porsche I'm used to. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Baby, this been the same Porsha since the get go. Once Porsha divorced Cardell, once Cardell divorced Porsha, Porsha been showing y'all exactly who she was. Porsha been the same girl since the beginning. Will transform herself to fit whatever she needs to fit in order to get a man. Whatever I need to do in order to have access to the money, that's what I'm going to do. She did it with Cardell. Remember, she played the whole Stepford wife role. Couldn't go to the strip club, had to ask permission. Whatever she needs to do to get access to the money, girl, that's what I'm going to do. Anyways, girl, I'm done. Let me look over these notes real fast. Bang, bang. Drew ate a pulled pork. Let me see. He wants a son, girl. Britt got on her thong and Kelly got her titties out, baby. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She said she received no support at all, baby. That's what Cleo told Drew and Angela. Because girl, I'm just be honest, because don't nobody care. Nobody cared. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Again, they cared in the moment because I cared in the moment too, believe it or not. I thought what Kenya did was trifling, low down, and disgusting. I said that. But girl, by the next day I was over it. And I feel like that's the same way the girls did. Like girl, it was trifling, and I wasn't even there. So we didn't even get to see, right? So we didn't get to see. The people in the room got to see. So I could see how they could be disgusted about, but by the next day, we're just like, girl, it is what it is. Girl, you did what you did. She did what she did. It's over with. And I think that Britt wants them to choose her over Kenya, and they're not going to choose Britt over Kenya. They're just not the group. Now, Bravo might. Truly Original might, but the girls in the group, except for Porsha and Cynthia, they will, but the other girls not. I said she walks into the room and the whole energy shifts, just like Giselle. That's what I put. You know how like on Potomac when the girls have a good time when Giselle is not around. Have you? You know we noticed that we have like 3 or 4 examples of the girls have a good time when Giselle is not around, but when Giselle comes around, girl, it's just like everything changes. That was Portia when she walked into that room. The anchor of the show. What did you do? Oh, okay. How am I gaslighting? I don't remember. She can kiss my ass. That's what Portia told Angela. She can kiss my ass. Portia was nice to Drew that whole day. I will give her that much. It really wasn't nothing to me. It really wasn't nothing for Drew to bring up, but I feel like somebody must have told Drew to bring it up. Like, girl, just bring up. But I think I was more frustrated because you could really tell that all the girls were trying to go back and watch that scene and look how Angela was looking across the table at Britt and Drew. Like, what is this bitch doing? Like, girl, we trying to shoot this scene. Girl, don't nobody want to talk about this shit. Like, nobody wants to sit there and be confronted all day long. You know what I'm saying? But girl, like I said, this is what we signed up for, so this is what we have to do. Go back and watch the scene. You will see how everybody was trying to work. Britt was trying to work. Angela was trying to work. Shamia was trying to work. Girl, of course, being a mouthpiece for Porsha. Girl, Cynthia was trying to work. Kelly was trying to work. Drew was trying to work. The only person at that table that was not trying to work and clock in was Porsha. I would have been so frustrated if I was at that table. Girl, don't nobody want to talk about this shit. But girl, this is what we signed up for. Did y'all hear what she told Cynthia? They tried to scandalize my name. I said, baby, once I said, baby, Portia lives in a world of her own. Girl, I said, baby, this girl is crazy. Girl, that's it, girl. I'm done. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good night. Bye, y'all. Girl, I bet this review was probably an hour long, and I don't know why because a lot didn't even happen this episode. When I tell you, bitch, I can run my mouth about nothing. I need to start a podcast. Bye, y'all.